Hey guys, I hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. The sun was shining. The weather overall was pretty good. The wind is howling its heart out, but such is West Texas. And that's why everyone around here always say that our springs are brown because we don't get a lot of rain, but we get a lot of wind during this time of the year and we get a lot of dust storms going on. So guys, I was gonna take y'all on a walk. I can't do it. I can't record with all that wind blowing. But I'll just take my walk after this recording, and hopefully next week I'll be able to get a walk and talk video in for you guys. Having said that, this video I just want to do some quick small updates for you guys. I was looking at all the videos I've uploaded, and looking at them, I realized you guys really do get an insight on what goes on in my mind. And for y'all who have been with me this whole time, it must seem that there's no rhyme or reason to what I upload. I really just upload what's on my mind and what I want to say at the time. So, and in doing so, though, sometimes I forget to give y'all some updates. Like about a month ago, I told y'all I'm addicted to coffee. I'm not on board with the train where I need to get coffee completely, not at least right now. And I had no plans on giving coffee up completely. But I told y'all that I'm addicted to it, that I drink way too much though. And I needed to really work on getting that cut back on, because anything that's got a hold of me like that, it's an addiction. And that is what I view as not healthy. But I've not said anything since that, and so y'all please forgive me, but thank y'all so much for sticking with me. And but I'm gonna try to get better on that, and being mindful of just keeping things up to date on where I'm at. So that's going to be in this video. My weight progress, or maybe lack thereof, is going to be in this video. And then a small change that I'm going to make that I hope takes root in the ketogenic community. So stay with me. Hey, I want to start with this, guys. I had a knock on the door, and it was the UPS guy wanting me to sign for a package that I didn't order. And so I was like, what is this? I didn't order anything. And it was the Element box. And if you don't know what Element is a company that does electrolytes. Now, guys, let me just stop right there and let you know this. I'm not endorsed by Element or anybody. So anything I'm saying right now, I get no kickbacks from. And I'm not saying that this is an advertisement. I'm just talking about what I received from Element. And I think y'all guys might have got some too, because I think maybe they might have sent it to everybody who's ever ordered from them. I don't know. That seems like a lot of product to be sending out for free, but I don't know what their rhyme and reason on who got this, or if everybody who's ever ordered got it. But I know I got some. Anyways, so what they sent was, and it was free for me, was a 8-pack case of their new drinks, the electrolyte drinks. They sell the powders that you put into your water or your coffee or whatever you do with it. But this time it's in drinks, and it's bubbly water. And so one can has 43% of your sodium in it, which is 1,000 milligrams. It has 4% of your potassium, which is 200 milligrams, and 15% of your magnesium needs, which is 60 grams. It does have one carb in the can, and I'm assuming that comes from the stevia leaf extracts that they use to sweeten it. Now, guys, I will say this. Whether you need electrolytes or not, that's going to be up to you. I'm not a doctor. I keep electrolytes just in case, especially during the summertime when I'm more out in the heat. And so I will say this. I tried these. I was afraid it was going to be super salty because, look, my water bottle is 24 ounces. And when I put a full packet of the raw Element in there, it's too salty for me. So I had to cut it back. So I was like, man, this is going to be super salty. There's no way I'm going to like this. But I'll tell you this. These are really, really good. The citrus flavor one, I didn't like, which is weird because I like the packet one. Chris, he loved the citrus one. He loved the grapefruit flavored. My favorite flavor out of the pack that we got here was the black cherry lime. And then to my surprise, I actually liked the watermelon one. The watermelon salt packets I thought were too sweet. So I thought, well, I'm for sure not gonna like the watermelon one, but I actually do like the watermelon one in the can. Now, am I gonna order these when they get released on their website to order, which I think will be tomorrow on the 7th? Anyways, probably not. I had no clue what these are gonna cost. I know for $1 of ultra packets, it's like, and I could be a little off on this. I think it's like $45. To me, it's pricey. So I can't imagine these being not as, any less pricey than that. So I don't know. I guess you'll find out. As far as electrolytes go, if you are finding that you need some electrolytes, you can make your own at home. Dr. Barry and Nisha have a recipe on a video of theirs of how to make your own electrolytes at home, which is going to be a lot cheaper than ordering electrolytes from a company. Element does electrolytes. Keto Chow does electrolytes. Redmond Salt does electrolytes. See, I'm not biased. I'm not getting any kickback. I don't care. So, whatever I'm saying is not biased, and you can trust it because nobody's paying me to say anything about their company. Not saying that not saying that other influencers are lying. That's not what I'm saying. Don't take that wrong. Please don't take it that way. But anyways, I just thought it was nifty that they sent that for me for free. So Element, thank you. I mean, depending on the price, I might get some occasionally, but it's not something I'm going to keep on stock. To me, it's just an extra cost that's unnecessary for me. But if cost is not an issue for you and that's something that you might be interested in, go for it. I do want to take that on a walk with me. I think that'll be a nice, refreshing drink to have. I'll just make sure that my walk is very close to when I'm going to have my meal for the day, because being flavored, it's going to give me an insulin response, even though my blood sugar doesn't react when I have the Elements flavored packets. So I know that my blood sugar won't be messed with, but because of the sweetness, my pancreas is still going to pump some insulin into my body, because almost like you're tricking your pancreas, even though you don't mean to. So anyways, I'll make sure I just have that closer to time when I'm ready to eat. That way I don't have an unnecessary insulin response. But anyways, I was kind of thrilled that I got that, and it was free, so I'm happy with free stuff, right? Anyways, having said that, guys, April went by so fast. Before I knew it the other day, I was like, oh, it's May 2nd. Oh no, I was supposed to get my blood work done for my cholesterol at the end of April. That's been the 3-month mark, right? That's been this whole point of trying to see if I can improve my HDL through some strength training. So guys, I did get my blood work ordered. My appointment to have it done is not till tomorrow, the 7th. So you can look for that update in next Monday's video, and we'll see if I have any improvement at all or if I've gotten worse. I have some thoughts already to say about that, but I'll wait till the next video on that, and then we'll see what happens. So having said that, all right, guys. So coffee. Where am I at on that? Now, guys, I said that I was going to try Dave Mack's his way of how he kind of got out of coffee was using basically hot salt water. And I said, well, that sounds interesting. I'll try that. And I fully intended on trying that because I haven't tried it. Because every time I thought to try it, I was reminded of my childhood when I'd have a sore throat and my mom would have me gargle with warm salt water. And that kind of like turned me off from wanting to try it. It doesn't sound pleasant. I'm sure it's not gross. If it was gross, Dave wouldn't be doing it. But I just can't bring myself to actually do it. So then I was talking to somebody else online, and they said, that maybe I could try decaf coffee. And we talked about that back and forth a little bit, and I was all on board. I was like, yeah, I'll try some decaf coffee and see if that kind of helps things. But then I saw a video from Dr. Sean Baker saying that, decaf coffee is actually worse than regular coffee because it's got a lot more chemicals in it. I thought, well, Lord, I can't win for losing, guys. So guys, I tried to just put a hardcore limit of how many cups I'm willing to have a day. And that didn't work. I had a couple of days of success as far as I only had like 4 cups, which is still a lot, I guess, but not a lot in terms of how much I'm actually drinking on a regular basis normally. Okay. And when I would do that, the next day I'd have a headache, which testifies to how addicted my body is to this caffeine. That even after 4 cups of coffee, the next day I'm having a headache when I don't have more than that. Okay. I've got to get this under control, but that's not working. And so my next way of trying to do this is, instead of saying in my head, okay, I'm only going to let myself have this amount of cups of coffee and that's it, I'm just going to try to time myself. So I have a cup of coffee and I won't have another one for a couple of hours. Instead of saying, oh, my cup's empty, let me go instantly make me another cup. So I'm walking around with a cup of coffee in my hand all day long, right? Okay. Because what happens is when I tell myself, okay, you're at your limit, no more coffee today. Well, my mind is like, oh, yeah, watch this. Kind of like, and it's an internal struggle the rest of the time trying to not have that cup of coffee. And I don't want to deal with that, guys. That's horrible. I'm going to try this way of just limiting myself to every 2 hours and see how I do with that. I've got to get this under control. It's ridiculous how much I'm drinking. All right. Weight loss. There hasn't been any. But guys, you know what? I'm going to look at this positively. I haven't gained. And that's really surprising to me too, because guys, over the last few weeks, I've noticed that I'm feeling more hungry. I'm eating more than I'm used to eating. And I was scared to get on the scale. I was like, holy crap, I'm going to eat more than I usually eat over these past few weeks. And I just felt like I probably gained weight, but I hadn't. Guys, I haven't gained weight. I haven't lost, but I haven't gained. So you know what? I'm going to take that with a positive outlook. I haven't technically lost any weight since January. And I've done some yo-yo dieting before in the past, and of course, you know what that is. You lose a certain amount of weight, you give up, and you gain it all back plus some, right? Well, this just tells me that when I do get down to the weight I want to be at, I'm going to be able to maintain this, and it's going to be okay. So I'm happy with that. I want to get that weight loss going again, but you know what? I'm not depressed about not losing weight. I'm happy that I didn't show a gain. So yay there, right? Okay. Well, let's talk about the small change. It's just a small change, guys, but and I've been thinking about this for a while, but there's a couple of things that happened this past week that was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to work my way to this. So you might notice that on my thumbnail, I put something about meat-based lifestyle. I would call myself a carnivore before, but I feel like I'm kind of getting a little wore out on the differentiating with what's keto, what's carnivore, what's Lyme, what's ketovore, if that's carnivore, if that's not, and I'm a fan of simplicity. Okay. So I eat a meat-based lifestyle because guess what, guys? I eat a salad every once in a while with my husband. I've always been open about that. I made some tuna this morning for my meal this afternoon, and I chopped up some pickles and put it in there. That's not technically carnivore, but I would say about 97 to 98% of my meal is meat only or eggs. So I am carnivore. Having said that, there is so much militancy in the community that look, guys, I'm in a Facebook group called Carnivores for Christ. Okay. And I love that group. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because, a new member came in and she said, guys, I'm new to the group, but I eat onions and pickles from time to time. Is that okay? And how she posted it in my head, I picture her kind of peeking her head in the door, worried that she's going to get stoned because she's eating onions and pickles. And guys, how sad is that? But that's the mentality of a lot of, the groups out there, that if you are having anything that's not meat or eggs, well, you're not carnivore and you're doing it wrong. And God, I think we chase a lot of people away being like that. And then, Dennis from Beat Diabetes, and I will always say that he will always have a special place in my heart because, guys, he's the one that taught me how important this little machine is and how to use it. And he's the one who got me on my path to reversing my diabetes. Okay. And he made a video the other day about why he doesn't completely endorse carnivore. He's not like against carnivore, but he don't endorse it, so to speak. And he got a comment on there, which, you know, it's YouTube. You're going to get nasty comments, especially when you're a channel his size, right? But the guy was completely rude with Dennis. And I took it offensively because, you know, like I said, Dennis holds a special place in my heart. And, you know, and the guy was just telling Dennis to, and I'm going to say it in a nicer way. He told Dennis to make it simple, tell him to quit eating carbs, quit eating vegetables, eat meat, be done. And guys, you know, yeah, you can do carnivore and reverse your diabetes, obviously. But guys, I technically reversed my diabetes when I was on keto and I was eating non-starchy vegetables. So this whole idea that you have to be carnivore to reverse your diabetes is a lie. Okay. Or it's not a lie. I don't know if people actually intend that. They just think that you have to go that strict to do that. And that's not true, is what I'm trying to say. You know, and I will always support people whether they want to eat vegetables or not. Okay. And the more important thing is that we know that we just need to get rid of the carbs and sugar, make it a meat-based lifestyle, which means you can have either meat and just eggs, or you can have meat with some vegetables, but make sure you have your meat, right? Okay, so that's the change I want to make, guys, because if we belittle people, if we are just hardcore, we almost sound like we're angry when people eat a vegetable, you know? We chase people off, and that's not what I want. I want to help people to get their health back to the best that we can. Okay. And so if you're eating, you know, broccoli and cabbage, but you hear me talk about how I eat just hamburger patties and eggs, don't worry about it. If you want vegetables, eat vegetables, guys, because I care more about you being able to sustain this lifestyle than I do if you're eating all meat or a mix of meat and vegetables. We can enjoy life, guys. And I know, and I have an understanding that when you're coming from that standard American diet crap, if you're getting told that you have to just drop everything but have just nothing but meat and eggs, that's got to sound very unsatisfying. As much as I love to eat just meat and eggs, if I was starting my journey and that's what I was told, I would be like, man, that's depressing because it sounds so boring and plain. Of course, now I'm at the part of my journey where I'm wanting to look at food as just what it is, energy and not entertainment. But you got to remember, guys, for those of you who've been on this journey, we growing up, at least in America, you know, we use food for parties and celebrations and all kinds of social gatherings. So we're used to using food as entertainment. We got to have it all pretty and we got to have fun food, and you know, instead of just having your meat and eggs and or maybe vegetables and moving on with life, right? Let's find our joy in our activities and eat so that we can have the strength and the ability to enjoy the activities that we like to do. All right. So that is what I'm hoping that will just kind of blossom throughout the ketogenic community, is that, guys, stop with being so hardcore and mean. And I think we do a lot of more damage than good when we are so militant about things, guys. Okay. All right, my friends, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.